So this is the SRIC certification, right? We have SRIC certification, and
Mm-hmm.
CISM is for security manager. So I can say that, sir, I want to be a risk analyst, or sir, there is a profile in the company is risk manager, right? So
Right.
they are sick because I'm gonna make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So we have CISM and we have SRIC. Okay, we have two different things we're talking about here, right? So this is the universal, okay, certification. So it's a part of the domain, my dear. Okay, only it's a
Okay.
part of the domain. And if you're talking about some specializations on the risk management profile, SRIC is
Mm-hmm.
a certification for them. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to showing to you
Okay.
the
So that
difference.
is basically for the specialization in that subject.
Yes, dear, yes. If you are looking for some certifications and the specializations on the specific topic like that, so that's the right thing for you, I would say that. So let
Mm-hmm.
me check the certifications, which will.
So this is something like which should come before CISM, right?
No, it is
Oh,
say all those advanced certifications, dear. This is all
okay.
those advanced certifications. It doesn't mean that which one you're going to do. This is the requirement of the company's point of view. But if
Mm-hmm.
you see that we have some CISM, CISA, SRIC, and CISP, okay, and
Right.
Security Plus. So if I'm going to the syllabus and contents of all those certification things, so you can see that, sir, which is the best, because as per your company requirement, you can go to choosing it. But if you're talking about some season profiles point of view, so the risk management is 33%. You can see that this is the one you're talking about here. But
Right.
sir, if you are talking about from this certified in risk and information systems control point of view, so that is the IT risk identifications, IT risk assessment things, risk mitigation response and control and monitoring procedures. And they in this particular in-depth information about this specialization on the risk management things. But sir,
Okay.
the risk management is going to be covered everywhere, right? Suppose I am a CISP holder. So this is the first risk management is also coming here right now. You can say that, right?
Right.
So risk management is everywhere, not about the CISP. Like CISA is also the risk management will be available. Okay, so this
Mm-hmm.
is you can say it's a universal subject. I would say risk management, and some of the guys say that, sir, I'm looking for the certifications on risk management profile. So one of the example I'm gonna saying that, hey, sir, we have some profile like risk manager in the company. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and suppose, sir, I would say I have a profile is risk analyst in the company.
Okay.
Okay, so this is all those type of profiles you going to get think it. Or suppose, sir, I require a higher because as my experience is very high, so one of the, I would say that CRO. Okay, CRO, you can simply say chief risk officer in the companies.
Right. Right.
Chief risk officer. Okay, and suppose, sir, senior risk manager also is a profile, I would say that.
Okay.
Yeah, senior risk manager. Okay, so these are some different type of profiles. I would say that
Mm.
for the risk management point of view, and if you're
Okay.
going to the Naukri portal or different profiles point of view, so you're going to find out this type of positions in the companies for the risk
Okay.
management sort of things. So
Okay.
if there are companies that I would like to be a subject matter expert on the risk management sort of things, so SRI is the certification only. Okay, but
Okay.
season this risk management should be covered into the season. It should be covered in the CISA. It should be covered in the CISSP as well. Okay, it's a
Okay.
universal subject. I would say that
So,
this.
so for this one, what is the prerequisite, by the way? Like, what is needed to get it cleared? I mean, some basic knowledge and all, right? What would be that basic knowledge needed for this?
For six certifications,
Yes.
yes. If you want talking about some certifications point of view, so you are just going to be matching this criteria on the same as per this ISACA. You can just going to go into there. Okay, so we have at least 3 years of professional editing and controlled experience. I would say that. Okay, so you can say minimum 3 years experience requirement. for
Sir,
strict application form.
I have one confusion here actually, because when they say 3 year, how they validate that? Because see, in my company, suppose if I am doing that,
Hmm.
how I can justify it? My profile is IT, GMIT, correct? But
Hmm.
I am handling the risk management also here, and I am deploying the controls and all. So
Hmm.
how I can justify this kind of experiences there?
Very simple. You just going to, hey, the risk management, whatever you're doing it, you have some all those things write it down, okay, in the email or in the documentation like PDF, and
Uh-huh.
approved from your management or your HR, I would say that simply, and send
Okay.
them. They're going to approve on your applications. That's
Okay. So
they are the quite only company certified document only.
okay. So the HR has to approve that, saying like
Yes,
this is the
yes.
profile.
Your
Okay.
manager, yeah, HR, yeah, that would be the
Okay.
things they're gonna
Okay.
asking.
Understood.
So once
Mhm.
they are approved, and then you want to send your application to them, and they're going to be make these things happen, right?
Okay. Okay. Got
Okay,
it.
so this is the minimum requirement for successfully complete sort of thing. So I'm just going to send you this is the civic certification. So if you have once you have time, you can just go and
Sure.
get more informations that would be good for you.
Sure.
Because I'm just talking about in the first part, sir, because risk management is the subject that is going to find out everywhere, or it's a very broad subject, I would say that. Okay,
Right.
so it's not that we are just going to go and it is cover each and everything into the same, but yes, we're going to be cover the things which is very important and everything. I would say that, but in depth you need to study. I would say that in the CISM books, I would say
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So in CISM, it is a in-depth one. This is like a overview of it. Correct?
Yes, yes. In the CISA and the
Mm.
CISP, in the CISM, these are, what, overview. You can say that, yeah, you can easily manage. You can have fundamental
Okay.
knowledge, everything about it. But yes, you don't have to, hey, this management, like this register, and how the things, challenges can be happening to the risk register. Somebody not doing it, then how to do the process oriented things we're gonna running it on the same. So it's a very in-depth things into the specialized into the same, I would say that in the sixth platform, I would say that. Okay, but yes, if
Okay.
we have fundamental and every knowledge about the CISM, CISA, and CISP, we have all those. I would say that informations will be going to be covered.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
like we can
So
say that,
it's
sir,
more about
IT risk identification.
yeah, technical,
Yeah.
complete thorough technical information will be there in the series.
Yes. Yes. So risk will be there. Okay. You can see this IT risk identification 27% will be there.
Yeah.
Specialized, I would say that. Okay. Risk assessment 28% only. Risk
Mm.
response and mitigation 23%, and risk and control and monitoring and reporting 22% will be there. So you can see that, hey Mahesh, we IT risk identifications 27%. So it's a very huge things, I would say that.
Correct.
So
Correct.
it,
Correct.
it can be because right now we are in the information security, right? So
Yeah.
sir, I'm working in a company like software based industries, HIPAA, or healthcare industries. Okay, so you are your limitation scope area will be there in the risk management point. Okay, but
Correct.
the thing is, suppose you are, sir, I'm going to go to the risk profile, okay, and risk
Mhm.
manager or the the CRO profile, lot of like this one. So your
Mhm.
area is very broad, my dear. Okay, because you are like oil and gas industries, manufacturing industries, plant industries. What are the risks will be there? In
Mhm.
point of view, not about the information security point of view, but they have some physical risk. Okay, they have some intellectual property risk, I would say that. Okay,
Correct.
somebody going to do some copyrights issues on the company's point. Okay, license issues, or suppose you can say, sir, uh, um the piloted licenses gonna using in the companies. Okay, so you are the part of the risk manager or risk analyst profile on the different company, right? In the Microsoft or any. So you need to find out, hey, what are the consequences? How you going to find out the risk into the different companies on the compliance side, and how to justify it all about. So it's a broader uh, weight, I would say that, into the risk profile. Like, hey, not about information security, but it's going to cover each and every what industries, I would say that. Okay, like
Okay.
the building is one of them. You can say, sir, we have the intellectual property is one of them. We have asset threat modeling is one of them, or you can the SCADA is one of the things gonna be using into the same how to plant and manufacturing things like that. How gonna be securing the plant. things and the physical things all about. So it's a huge things, I would say that. But yes, in this season, once you're going to doing domain number 2, so yeah, it we have covered lots of things inside the same. Don't worry about it.
Okay, got it.
So it's a this is the certifications point of view. So I'm just going to, if you want, I'm going to sending this as well,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that you
please.
have clear the picture of all those certification as well.
Sure.
One second. Okay, and the risk management is basically it is required everywhere. Suppose, sir, if I'm talking about uh, in cybersecurity domain or everywhere domain, the risk management is always be there because if I'm going to opening the wait second IT certifications point of view. So yeah, it is CISP everywhere, different certifications. So hold on, not going to open. One second. So you can see that if we have talking about some certifications point of view, we have different type of things. But yes, risk management is the mandatory things. So if you're talking about some information security background, so we have like your journey is you have experiences 20 years or 15 years. So this is CISM is the right choice for you. That's you have done it, and you have CISP and CISM is two certifications I would prefer. So you are doing the CISM right now, and after that CISP is you can go
Yes,
for it
SP is the
for
next. Correct.
the advanced expert certifications and information security background. I would say that. Okay,
Right.
so that's the path. Okay, the roadmap you going to following on the same. Once you have CISM and then you can the CISP is the right choice for you in the future point of view. I would say that. And once you're
Okay.
going to showing the CISM and CISP certification, then no one gonna ask you the other certifications as well, because these are
Mhm.
some intermediate advanced certifications for those people who are starting the journey into the cybersecurity or information security background is all about.
Okay. Okay. So this also you please share it, sir.
Yes, I'm sending it. So these are some basic fundamental things, and if you I'm talking about like these are we can say this is the job descriptions. So in this job descriptions, it is like cybersecurity, information security background like that. So if I'm going to say the risk management, so risk is everywhere. You can see risk management framework,
Correct. Correct.
risk management experience, risk substance. So it's a broader term. So you can say that it is going to be applicable every company, every department, every information security is mandatory. I would say that you can see in this job
Got it.
descriptions. So I have got this all those Naukri.com portals for that guides the every person that hey, what is the need of the this is
Correct. Yeah.
things. Okay. And then we just talking about like cybersecurity domain. So we can say that risk management is also available over there. Okay. So like we are in the security architecture, we cover security operation things all about. So we just going to find out the governance point of view and then risk will be there. You can see that. So risk and the compliances, regulations, these are the part of the governance part, and that is you're doing the season. So system will let you know, hey Mahesh, we have policies, procedure, guidelines, standards, compliances, KPI, KRA reports. We have talking about some federal information security and audit point of view, laws and regulations point of view. Information risk will be there. So this is the part you are just going to doing it. This is for the governance part. And the
Okay.
second thing we are just talking about today, domain is about risk assessment point of view. Okay, so this is a
Mhm.
vulnerability scanning, asset inventory, third party, blue team, red team. Okay, we have these are some different type of departments in the companies where the risk will be there, and you are going to be hey, black box testing, white box testing. What are the risk will be there? How why are we going to doing it? How the red team is going to doing it? Social engineering attacks point of view, application attacks point of view. So this is the risk assessment is applicable, and we have
Got it.
covered some framework standard NIST, ISO, CORBIT in our previous sessions. So this is the one of the part of the cybersecurity domains. I would say that.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is the very basic things. I'm just talking about that. Hey, Mahesh, this is the so risk management point of view.
Got it.
Okay, then I'm just talking about one of the thing that, hey Mahesh, if we are talking about some risk management profile. So what are the things? Suppose I'm a risk manager in the companies, or suppose I would say risk analyst in the companies. If I'm a CRO, chief risk officer, or senior risk manager. What are the because risk management is, you can say, sir, it's a very systematic approach to it. Okay, you can think what are the best way to analyze the risk is all about. Because very simple, I would say we have some quantitative or qualitative risk. We have just financial, or we have some natural disaster sort of things we discuss about into the same. So we have talking about from all those stuffs point of view. But the basic things I'm talking about here, suppose you're working as a risk manager in the companies. So the thing is applicable everywhere. So I, first of all, your responsibility, accountability is to working in this particular profile. So risk identification is the first things you're going to doing it.
Okay.
Okay, this is applicable. I'm talking about universal approach right now. Okay, I'm not talking about this
Yeah, yeah.
system point
Any
of view.
certification. Yeah, yeah. I got
Yes.
your point.
Okay, so
That is
this
the basic.
identification, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
If you are a risk management profile right now, and sir, this is not about the CISM because it's a certification only, right? But
Correct.
once you're working in a company, we have different approach will be very, very important. That what's your frame of mind, how to identification the risk. So
Right.
how to analyze the potential risk that could be impact the organization is all about, and work with various departments to understand their activities and identify areas of exposure to the risk, I would say that. So it can be not is IT risk, information security risk, but you can say, sir, we have some GST not
Mhm.
fill up on the time. This also risk we have. Okay, we have some ITR risk. Okay, like we have balance sheet issues will be there. Financial risk, we can say that. So
Mhm.
it's not about information security, but it's all those departments. Once you're working, and suppose you have opening your own startup company, then you need to find out the what are the risk will be there, how capable you are, how potential you have. That's very, very important into the risk uh, management point of view. And what is the impact, basically you need to know that, Mahesh. I'm going to open a company, and then how to impact, what is the impact on the companies. That was very, very important
Right.
considerations, I would say that. So very simple, sir, identification of risk very important. So, and the second, I would say that, hi, Mahesh, that the second thing I would say, risk assessment and analysis you're going to do it. How to do analysis on the same, that's very, very important. That I understand the risk, but how to analysis, how to assessment. This is all those things we have discussed about into our this particular domain. How the risk mitigations, how the risk assessment things, what are techniques, what are sub techniques we're going to using into the same. So the thing is assessment and analysis point of view, I would say likelihood or potential impact or identification risk. Okay, like very, very simple. Right now
Mhm.
you are starting your company in India. Okay, start a company. So what is the percentage of earthquake in Delhi, or you can say Chennai, or you can say Mumbai, whatever the location it would be?
Okay.
Or what is the potential assessment earthquake in Japan area? That's
Right.
very right. So, and you can say some terrorist attacks. You can say that, suppose opening a company in Afghanistan or Pakistan.
Mhm.
So there's so lots of terrorist attack can be happen, right? So
Correct.
that's also you can say this in the company's point of view. And suppose we're talking about some uh, business continuity planning or disaster recovery planning, consider in your mind. And what are the data center uh, risk you can say assessment in the company, right? Sir, power outage is one of big problems, okay, in the companies or in the data center. So how do you deal with this power outage of the data center you have implement in the particular location? That would be one case, I would say that. So yes,
Right.
there's so many. I will give you examples regarding the same. So the thing is the likelihood or how you can say that impact. I would say that into the risk in the companies. And the thing is we talk to discuss about the different types of the quantitative risk and qualitative risk analysis strategies we discuss about into the risk management. So
Mhm.
you're going to understand more further into the same. I would say that.
Got it.
Okay, the third thing I would say, sir, if I'm working on the profile, I would say, how do I go to, I understand, then how to mitigation.
Okay.
Mitigation and control, very, very important. I would say that said, sir, I understand like earthquake is one big problem, or terrorist attacks can be big problem, or data center. We have power outages also, the concern with you, I would say that. Then
Correct.
how do I going to mitigate all those type of risk? Okay, because we have in this risk management, okay, we have different type of strategies, very, very important here, right?
Right.
Because quantitative and qualitative risk we discuss about, so that, sir, if any disaster happen, or we can say the qualitative risk I'm talking about here, any natural disaster can be happen. So how do you identify the exact risk? Okay,
Okay.
this depend on your experience. How much experience do you have in this particular area, right? So suppose you are working in a company in Middle East, and the
Mm,
company name is Aramco, or yeah, if any attacks, cyber attacks happen, or you can say that any attacks from the US in Iran, like they have not able to sell their petroleums to the other countries, the sanctions can be happen. Okay, so the thing is that you find out the risk in this particular uh, sector, I would say that oil and gas industries. So how do you mitigate all those type of risk, and how do you make a control the things? And suppose if any issues can be happen, like any
mm,
fire brand happen to the this particular petroleum things, and so how are you going to be what, mitigate this type of risk, you can say that. So the industry specific knowledge is very, very important, right? uh, and
right.
all and also I would say that suppose the Burj Khalifa was built, but the
Mm,
thing is how the what, the architecture, how's the design. Okay, like I'm just talking about some more in-depth things, like
mm-hmm.
I'm talking about some how, what is the mitigation of risk, the architecture designs of the Burj Khalifa, because it's a huge building. Okay,
Correct.
and any natural disaster can be happen, and then everything goes waste.
Correct.
Okay, so architecture and design, we have some case studies also available, but I'm just talking about how, what is the architecture and the blueprint I'm talking about here, that this is the type of blueprint they're gonna creating it, and
Correct.
the design I'm talking about here, or so they are consider all those risk, my dear. That's the point I'm talking about here. They will going to be consider the every type of risk, I would say that, before they going to be creating the Burj Khalifa building, right? So that, hey, what is the architecture, how the design, and what are the different type of risk we going to getting it? Because
Mm,
is this all about that, hey, natural disaster can be happen, or any terrorist attack can be happen, or whatever XYZ, they are going to be part of the same. Okay? Because in the civil engineering, I'm not aware about too much of things, but yes, there are so much challenges, I would say that, into the building point of view. So
okay.
that's what I'm talking about here, that hey, because you are not a subject matter expert on the
Correct.
particular
Correct.
subject,
Correct.
but you are working a company sometimes, so you're not going to predict the right risk, right?
Understood. Yeah.
So that's the one concern is always be there, that hey, risk mitigation and control strategies, this is required for the natural disaster point of view, and then it required a subject matter expert. Hey, like brainstorming sessions, you're gonna doing it. The five or six different department people, and they're going to join together, and then going to find out the risk into the particular area. That's the brainstorming sessions. You're going to doing it, and different strategies we can going to doing it into the mitigation plan. Okay, like natural disaster point of view. But the second thing is of any financial loss point of view. So if you know the correct figures of the financial, then we have different formulas going to be there, so that we're going to be calculating it. ARO, AR, okay, those things we discuss about later on.
Okay.
Okay, so that the third one is risk mitigation and controls point of view. Then you can say, sir, do you have any policies or you can say development plan, or what? How do you doing it? What are the tactics you're going to be maintaining it? I would say that, or
Mm-hmm.
risk management mitigation policies you're gonna creating it. Okay, so you're going to develop some policies, because this is all about the administrative, I would say, controls. I would say that not you not go here and going to be controlling the things, say, but you have some policies. I would say the risk management development policies in the companies. I would say that that would be
Right.
the perfect things. Okay, because you are a manager, you are going to be a risk manager. You don't have, hey, I can going to be write down the policies. What is the right way of doing it? But I'm not
Mhm.
responsible that, hey, this is the things happen and then I would going to doing it. Like, sir, if any compromise can be happen, so do you have the password change policies in the company? We don't have. Okay, you need to bring it, my dear. Okay, sir,
Okay.
do you have the incident response planning in the companies? We don't have, sir. So you should bring this incident response planning, always be there. Okay, and
Mhm.
do you guys have the IT standards frameworks to maintaining it to global companies? So we don't have. You need to bring it. That's what things you want to bring in the companies all about. So these are some administrative policies you're going to be development in the companies. That is, what best practices you're going to be implement in the companies as standard and regulatory compliance is met. This is your things you want to doing it here. That's a case I would say that.
Okay.
S- Okay, then we just if you talk about some, we have some risk compliances we discuss about in our things like, hey Mahesh, what are this type of compliances? I would say that, like we NIST compliances. Okay, we discuss about different type of compliances into the same year. So how, as per the compliance, okay, how to monitor, how to controlling, how to regulations into companies is impacting to the same year. So that sort of things we discuss about into the same, like, sir, what is the right way of doing it? And
Mhm.
the other thing is, I would say that the one more important topic, I would say that somebody gonna ask you the question I'm talking here, like, sir
Mhm.
Mahesh, what is the crisis uh, crisis management versus the risk management? Any answers? That's very very important, because this looks similar. Crisis, see,
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
S I S.
crisis means like it's already happened, or risk management means like maybe a prediction kind of.
Mhm. Crisis can be, yeah, it is already done. I would say that you rightly said, for crisis is already done. I would say that. And risk management, it's a, you can say, is basically you are doing the identifications is happening it. Okay, so I would say that, sir, the crisis management is the reactive process. Okay, once the
Correct.
things happen, okay, like uh, uh, already done. Okay, crisis has been done, and then you going to do
Mm.
some things like the
Reactive,
COVID-19. Okay,
reactive versus proactive kind of.
yes, dear, yes, that's the question will be there. So crisis management is the reactive process, I would say that, and basically it is focused on handling and mitigating the impact of actual or minimize the crisis, I would say, it occurs. Like, sir, we have COVID-19 wave was coming. Okay, so we are not ready because there is no proactive things, I would say that. So that was the crisis happening in all the companies, not about this is India. It's global issues crisis. Okay, so it's a reactive things. We need to be creating some COVID-19. What, all those medicines you're gonna be creating at same time. So this is the crisis management. It's operates over a short time frame basically, and basically it involves the response and address to the crisis. So manage its consequences and restore normal operations as soon as possible, because it's a very short time. It's already done. So we have SLA will be there in the company, sir. We have network outages, or system outages, database outages, and the crisis can be happen. So that way, hey, we want to maintaining the disaster recovery planning? Yes. Then what is your disaster recovery planning is all about? Hey, do you maintaining any incident response planning it? Okay, sir, we don't have created. Do you have any business impact in analysis? BIA, you have maintaining it, so we don't. You need to be create all those things. I would say that. So it's all about the things has been already done. Okay,
Business
and
impact analysis.
yes, business impact analysis, and we have some time recovery time required. We have some responses. Okay, and you can say any zero attacks can happen in the companies. Risk management is not going to be help into the risk management in the zero day attacks. Okay, like the attacks has been done today, and there is no mitigations, I would say that at same time it will take some time to the companies and all those vendors to creating some remedies for the same, yeah, preventive things. Okay, so that's the part of the crisis management, I would say that you just take the part of it. Okay, and also the decision making is from the management point of view. Okay, real time or near real time often involve quick, and they need to take quick decision based on the same. But in the risk management, yes, we have think, we can discuss, we can just maintain, we can engage our teams, we can do brainstorming sessions, we're going to calculate the ARO or whatever things into the financial point of view. And we have some time limitation. Okay, we have take decision not in real, but in crisis management we should take a decision very early. Okay, you can say very fast decision, real time decisions, very important can be happen. Suppose I would say that in Badrinath some time ago, there crisis will be happening at, okay, the high raining things will be there. So the same time the Indian military take a uh, decision based on the reactive things. Hey, how much impact can be happen into the same? So how okay, we can secure the things, I would say that. So that's all those stories are about. The same thing like management is also taking the decision as soon as possible in the crisis management happen, so that the less impact on the companies, I would say that. But risk management is like, hey, we have some time, we can going to do some planning, we're going to do all those risk identification assessment things. So it's a you can say proactive approach, that sort of things you can going to doing it here. Okay, then we were talking about some risk compliances should be met, our responsibility accountability would be there. And then sir, we just going to do some uh, continuous improvement, that's all also very important. So these are some bullet points I'm talking about to you, that hey, if suppose you're working in this situation, like this type of profiles, I would say risk manager, risk analyst, risk CRO, and risk manager, those sort of things you are going to doing it. There's a step-by-step approaches, very systematic way of doing it. Okay, then we just going to moving to the CISM point of view. Okay, so CISM point of view, this is remains same, information security and risk management things here. So first of all, sir, if you're talking about some risk definitions, what is the risk definitions is applicable? Okay, what's the risk is about? I would say that. So we have some assets, you know that tangible, intangible assets, you know that how to protecting
Correct.
it. So you can, I would say, among that asset threat modeling. Okay, in asset threat modeling, you're going to find out the assets in the companies. You need to find out the prioritize the assets in the companies, where is very impacting in the companies, I would say that. So for this risk definitions, I would say that if I'm talking about here, sir, which is the best things we can doing it. So we going to second asset that modeling, that's the right things you can say. Third,
Okay.
intelligence, identifications, mitigation capabilities, risk assessment, and threat modeling. And if you want to going to the same, and then we have some different type of steps you want to be showing it. Okay, monitoring the things, I would say that. And we have what are the assets in the company and what are the threats of the regarding the same. Okay, like firmware, like certificate and keys, credentials, we have networks of communications, and what are the, you know, what assets in the companies and what would be the threats, I would say that for the same. Okay, like
That
we
is
have.
important.
Okay, so that's what this is I'm talking about here. Like, hey, Mahesh, we have some assets in the companies. So I would say, hey, this assets can be anything where the information is captured. I would say that your building is also asset in the company where the information exists. I would say that. So it's risk management. It's a broader from, I would say that. So it's not about the information is all about all your assets is all about. Your building is also the assets in the companies. Okay, that's I would say that. Okay, your resources also the assets in the company, I would say that. So
Right.
mainly, I would say to you, once you are working in a company and talking to the risk management, okay. So I would say to you that, hey, Mahesh, that people and the process and technologies, okay, that's the things you need to be talking about.
Okay.
Okay, people, what are the people working in the company? What are the process in the companies? What are technologies point of view into the same? So this is the term I suppose I would say, hey, as a SOC operations point of view. So I'm just going to showing some slide for the same deal so that you have going to get some more idea about it. So suppose I'm going to do a SOC operations and you can say, sir, what is the best things I would going into the same? So I would say, sir, we have some process, people, process, and technologies. So as per this, I would say SOC centers, we have different type of logs, alerts, events will be coming. Okay, so like we have users, cloud, applications, workflow, network, endpoint, IoT. It can be any type of devices. You can say that, and all the
Right.
devices are sending the logs, events, and alerts to the alert sending to
Same.
the incidents. Okay,
Right.
SIM or SOAR, whatever technologies you have,
Right.
right? And suppose any events can be happen, the incident can be raised right now.
Sir,
So
one is same and other one, what do you say?
SIM and SOAR,
Soft.
SOAR,
Okay.
SOAR.
Okay.
So because we have, I'm gonna showing to you. SIM was one, you know that SIM, Radar, Splunk,
Correct.
okay, different type of things. And then the second one is SOAR. Okay, the SOAR is nothing but security operation automation response. It's about the
Okay.
automations. We have some playbooks into the same, sir. If you're talking about some what, which is the one, so Palo Alto Cortex is the uh,
Mhm.
one of the greatest XO solutions we are also going to using in my company. So you can also
Okay.
take a look in there. I'm sending to you.
Okay. So
So in
you.
this modern time, okay, Soul is also the old one, I would say that. Okay.
Mhm.
So companies are right now going on this next gen SOC, my dear. Okay, if you are the cybersecurity student, so that's you need to, hey Mahesh, we have next gen SOC. Yes, we have lots of different vendors in the companies. We are going to be
Mhm.
doing it. Okay, we are boring for the past 10 years in the Curadar or Splunk. Okay, then previous 5 years ago, we going to implement source solutions, contracts is all about. And we still not happy with the XOR contracts. We're going to go for some more advanced technologies in the companies for the next gen SOC we're going to implementing into the same year. So once you have time, you're just going to find out some next gen SOC vendors in the
So.
companies. That would be great for the next generation. Yeah, we have Microsoft and different companies I have in right now evaluating in the company, or Sentinel is one of them, or we have lots of things, I would say that. Um, so we going to shortlisting in our company, next generation SOC, I will let you know, so that
Sure.
you also going to doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Core light is the CISO's point of view. So okay, so yeah, we have just going to find out next instance. Okay, let's got into the same. So we have just let's go to the relevant team is going to find out, and suppose they, hey, we are going to only getting the monitoring, controlling things. We're going to do some real time monitoring things. They're doing it only. They have some
Mhm.
limitations, my dear. They don't only access. You can say that. Okay,
Correct.
they're going to
Correct.
do only monitoring, and they're going to sending, hey, we don't know you sending the tickets to the investigation team, like security analyst team, you can say that. So suppose,
Mhm.
sir, I am working in a company security analyst. So definitely you have access of the Curadar and you can to see the offenses. Yeah, you're going to do some threat keepers, you're going to do some use case manager, and you're going to create some, you're going to be evaluate some rules as per the policies in the Curadar. And then if any changes required into the IOC, okay, like indicator of compromise, I would say that. Okay, so this thing's going to sending to the security level 2 team, and then that they're going to working on the threat hunting team and find out all those things, you can say that. So that is the way of the security operation things, how they're going to working. But right now I'm talking about the three different things: technologies, people, and processes are about. So
Mhm.
your all those IT infrastructure things, I would say that, like Mahesh, we have in the company, and I'm talking about only information security point of view here. Okay,
Right.
so if you are software based companies and said I'm a security manager as a season point of view, so yes, that's the things for you. Technologies, which technologies do you have in the companies? So you need to know, hey Mahesh, we have assets point of view, we have technologies in the company, like hey Mahesh, we have Palo Alto firewall, we have some web servers, we have IDS, IPS, we have networking device, which is routers, whatever, Wi-Fi, XYZ, you have devices. Okay, so you need to know what are the SWOT analysis, okay, strength of the devices, okay, what are the strength and what are the weakness of the things, I would say that. And then people, okay, how do you managing the people, what are profiles, what accountability, responsibility, like governance point of view, okay? And the process is all about how to, what the different type of process you are going to work in a company's point of view. Okay, so the same things will be there, people, process, technology, you should be take care in the companies, I would say that. So that's it is all about. So we have assets point of view. Okay, so we have tangible, intangible, you know that, copyright, trademark, patents, trade secrets, you know that, and you how to prioritize the risk point of view. Their whole stories, my dear. So your duty is to identify the assets is all about. Okay, the thing I'm talking about here, risk, identify the assets. Okay, so we have some templates would be available. So we have any template like that,
Mhm.
identification of assets on the same year. So yes, you is going to find out what are the different type of assets in the companies. That's your first priority, because if you know how many number of devices, how many number of technologies, how much type of people, and all those things, you going to make some assets point of view. So first of all, you just going to create, hey Mahesh, we have this assets we have, understand the assets. Vulnerabilities, then weakness in the design, implementation, operation, and internal controls process and control exposed systems, adverse and threats, and lack of adequate controls. So we have very, very important question I'm going to asking to you, and it is going to be asking anybody into the cybersecurity domain, or suppose you are a risk manager in the company. Like, sir, what is the vulnerability, uh, ability, and
Vulnerabilities.
versus,
Okay.
yeah, versus the threats.
Mm.
So vulnerability comes first or threats will be coming, and what's the difference between two things? Vulnerability, somebody can asking, hey Mahesh, we would like to know the vulnerabilities, what is the threats point of view. So
So,
what's, yeah.
vulnerability is the loophole on the existing system, and threat is the basically exploitation using those loopholes.
Yeah, perfect, yeah, good one. So what is the primary focus? Okay, like I'm talking about primary focus, and which is most challenging part, I would say that. Okay, any examples you can want to see, let me know regarding the same. And
Sorry, I didn't get it.
any examples for vulnerabilities and examples for threats?
Yeah, example, suppose like if there is any application there and there is a loophole in the coding or maybe in the uh, platform of that application there, port related thing might be, or the password related, or any kind of vulnerability there, misconfiguration. So those things basically will become a threat, and like people can try to exploit that system using those vulnerabilities there. So, and maybe any attack kind of thing may happen, or they can gain the access using those vulnerabilities there. They can manipulate the data like that.
Okay. And do you know some use cases regarding the same? And suppose I'm going to provide a use case.
A use case, suppose firewall is there and it has a operating system, I mean the firmware version, lesser version, which has some vulnerability related to VPN, as an example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So people
perfect.
can gain a access using that vulnerability, and they can penetrate in their network and try to exploit the thing.
State Bank of Bangladesh. Okay, we have some
Okay.
attacks on the same. Okay, and I'm going to some use some case studies. Okay, so you're just going to find out some. Okay, not about this Bangladesh is one of them, but yes, we have some Samsung. Okay, company. How and the Yahoo. or you can say, sir, we have some Facebook. They are all companies are they have very good risk assessment, risk manager. They have a
Mm-hmm.
very cybersecurity expert person, but still the attacks can be happened here. Okay, so if I'm talking about the case studies point of view,
ICMR also one of the use case.
yes, yes, one of them. I would say that ISIM is one of them. So I would say that you're just going to find out the use case, okay, of like attacks can be happen in the company. Then we have vulnerabilities was there, okay, in the Bangladesh bank. Okay, this million amount will be happen, and what was the root cause? What was the issues happening into the company's point of view? What was the vulnerabilities, and what was the threat, and what was the impact on the company, and how they're going to doing some control damaging things like that, and what's the
Mhm.
frame mind of the hackers? I would say that into the same, okay, like how the victim persona, how it's going to be attacked from the point of view. So this is all those things you should be just going to get some case studies. I'm going to name couple of case studies, okay, so just going
Okay.
to be find out all those references, find out you need to be
Sure.
share to me, sir, this is the use cases is all about. Like one of
Okay.
the use case
Okay.
I'm talking about, Bangladesh bank, state bank of is happening. It's second example, like we have like Iranian nuclear, uh, okay, all those information going to be
Yeah.
compromised. Okay,
Yeah.
this the
Yeah.
second use case, I would say that. So I'm just the intention is basically to find out the vulnerabilities, weakness in the design, implementation, operation.
Mhm.
What was the weakness was there in the implementation or design in the operations point of view or internal control process is all about, right? And then we're going to do some threats identification all about. Like, sir, we going to do some ISO 27000 for internet control processes, okay? Like ISMS, Information Security Management System is all about. And you're going to find out some NCs in the process. That's the
Right.
threat. You can say that, okay? The vulnerabilities, like you can say, sir, we have some firewall is the vulnerabilities, like port open, okay? And the
Mhm.
port was open, it's like threats in the companies, you can say that. So you can simply very easy to understand here that what is a potential threat in the company, okay? Like vulnerability is a broader term, okay? Like you have system design issues, I would say that. So in the system design, it because it's a huge term, I would say that, like, hey, implementation issues, configuration issues, operation issues, okay, exploitation issues. What was the issues, my dear? So once you're going to deep dive into the same, hey, implementation, what is the issue? Find out the
Correct.
configuration, what is the issue? All the same. In operation, what was the issue? That's the call threat is all about. Okay. So like
Mhm.
potential danger or harm, you can say that regarding the same. So threat is something that could be post lost to all of the part of the asset and probability, how likely it can be happen, because these are the terms very important in the risk management thing. So you're just going to be take care. Impact,
Okay.
what is the impact damage on the risk event occurs? If it has severity, threat agent, what is the carries out the attacks, exploit, and assistance of the compromise. Okay. So one of the
Yeah.
things I would say that in the companies, you going to see IOC, indicator of compromise. What do
Okay.
you mean? All those things. Suppose this is you're going to find out into the QRadar or Splunk, or you can say in the SOC operations. So we're going to find out some indicator of compromise. So what do you mean into the same, and how you're going to be securing in the companies?
Indicative of compromises. So basically,
Yeah,
it's a matrix kind of.
yeah, indicator of compromises. Yes. So we have like indicator of compromise. I would say that I'm going to write down for you. Indicator of compromise. It can happen. So that what is all about, I would say that. So like in the Cura point of view, I would say the log event and collection things we're going to doing it. Hey, what are the logs? We have event, we have some customized rules. We're going
Mhm.
to do create some reference sets. If you work on the Cura, you know that all those reference set, custom things,
Okay.
correlation rules, you're going to build up automation things. You are doing it, search investigations we can doing it, or we're going to do some report analysis we can do doing it. So all other things. So I what I'm talking about here, IOC is also it's like exploited things, okay, instead of compromise, I would say that.
Okay. Okay. So that is something like a monitoring kind of.
Yes, yes, indicator of compromise. what is the things we're going to monitor that's going to be
Or
compromised? Offenses, I
so,
would say that.
okay, or maybe the investigation, uh,
Investigation.
yeah, forensic kind of.
Yeah, forensic evidences, you can say that. Yeah, it can be. You would say, I would say that correct one. Because I'm a cyber forensic person, right? And I would like to know what was the compromised here. Okay, what was the compromise on the same layer? So I would like to see the IOC. Okay, in the IOC we have we have S256, MD5, or we can say domains. So how these domains
Mm-hmm.
are blacklisted, not blacklisted, and how they're going to compromise in the company's point of view. So in real time, I would say, suppose, sir, how would I know that it's a compromise, it's a IOC is impacted or not, sort of things? But generally, we are using in the company like, hey, virus total, okay, and then
Virus
in,
total.
yeah, okay, and in the virus total, we are going to be write down, suppose, sir, any domains or any website, or you can say any specific files, I would say that. So we are going to the virus total, and then we're going to search the URL from here, and then we're going to find out how impactful it is in the company's point of view, right? So suppose I would say this is my portal. I'm gonna showing it. So that's my portal. I would say that freelancer.com, like it's my website. And if I'm going to the virus total, and then you're going to find out information like on the same. Okay. So it can be used for MD5, or you can say anything, whatever you want, you're going to be searching
Correct.
it. How the indicator of compromise will be happening it. So that's the simple we going to using it uh, in our general life, I would say that. So that's very simple things. You just going to be study this, but that's very, very important. Not important
Sure.
one, but yeah. The second thing is risk, the combination of risk probability of an event that is consequences. Risk are often seen an adverse impact and be threaten an organization's assets, exploit vulnerabilities, and cause harm. Risk are always in the future. Once risk has happened, it is incident. Okay, so the thing is to understand here, like, hey Mahesh, we have talking about some incident management.
Mm-hmm.
Incident management. Okay, it's like when incident will be happening, it you can say that. Okay, so where there was some before the incident can be happening it here, there was some risk. I would say that always be there. Like, sir, right now this web servers or database server hard drive is full. So do you think that the system is not going to send you the events alerts on the same time? Yes, it was there,
Mm.
but you guys are not take care. That's why the incident will be happened. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
So that
Correct.
the same thing is one risk has been happened, it is an incident, okay, later on. And once the incident will be happen, then simply the second thing I would say that problem management will be happen. What is the problem management is all about? What the related things doing it? Like incident management, suppose incident management comes later, the you can say help desk. Okay, help desk create a list, a ticket, okay, on the same. That's the use case. And ticket is delivered to the incident management team. Okay, the incident management team check the incident. Okay, they don't understand, hey, what is all about? We are not about, we are the L1 L2 team, we don't know what exactly happening into the same.
Correct.
Uh, they're sending to the problem management team. Okay, like this is the things I'm talking about here is BT. Okay, BT, British Telecom.
Okay.
British Telecom procedure, the company in Gurgaon. So this will be there, then helpdesk is gonna ticketing in, then incident management, hey, we have checked the incident manager, hey, are you guys going to help it out? Are you guys going to fix it? All those things. Sir, we don't know what to help with this servers or networking things, or what routers will be the same. Okay, no
Mm.
problem. Send the ticket to the problem management team. Problem management team, we're going to say, hey, Mahesh, we have root cause. We need to find out what was the root cause. Okay, like it's a non-errors or it's not unknown errors. Okay,
Mm. 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 Mm.
non-errors versus the unknown errors. Non-errors, it means it is, sir, it has happened 3 years ago, 6 months ago, same type of issue was happened. So they have
Mhm.
want to see all those non-errors. Hey, Mahesh, we has 6 months ago, same was problem was happened. We have provided solution same time. So that is the root cause. They know that. And suppose there
Right.
are non-errors, they will take some time. We just for investigations. We're going to doing the things. We're going to check it out. We're going to connecting to the configuration management team, the risk management team, or different teams, find out all those root causes. It can be taking some time here. Like, sir, like ISP goes down. Okay, so how engineer is not going to working in the company? So uh, if the risk is there, suppose we don't have two ISPs, that is a risk. Okay, and then the help desk is take it. Hey, the ISP goes down, and
Mm.
then incident management team take a look. Hey, what was the ping is not working? So tracer is not going to working, and so the application is not going to working. Which departments are impacting it? What other things is okay? Incident management teams and problem management team. Hey, root cause. Hey, what was happened? Where is the problem right now? This is how the routes are going on to the destination or not, and then um, what is the aspect of the vendor or suppliers, they are also facing the same challenges, or there's some physical wire breakdown somewhere, and what was the things root cause they're going to find out from the thing same time.
Mm.
That's the process. And then suppose the thing is, suppose web server goes down, or they are your firewall is burnt down or crashed down, anything like that, so that we have to do change management. Okay, so this is the things. There's a step-by-step process here. Okay, in the company's point of view, the change management process. Okay, changes can be happen. Then the vendor, suppliers engagement, and suppliers who approval in the management. Who is what is the rollback plan if anything goes wrong? All those things are the
Correct.
steps
Correct.
gonna be working like that. So this is the specific way of the ITL. If you have the ITL frameworks understanding, you will know the better things. I would say that. Then we talking about some more different type of things. Inherent risk, additional risk definitions, residual risk, secondary risk appetite, risk tolerance, risk profiles, anything. Yeah, if you know whatever, let me know.
Yeah, I mean the risk basically. I mean, you want to go from the starting because risk tolerance. I know, like this is basically the appetite, how much the company can tolerate that
Hmm.
particular risk.
Hmm.
So based on that, the mitigation level has to be decided. Suppose if any solution we are implementing it, and that is actually a very costly kind of solution. So we need to see whether it is matching to our business need or no. And if we can tolerate that particular risk, then we can actually avoid using it. So based on that, we should take a call. I mean, that is based on the risk appetite of the company. Inherent rule with all, I mean, there is some degree of risk which are already inherent, or maybe we can say embedded along with the solution itself. I mean, whatever is the planning happened there. So we need to see like if it is already inherent, so what all things we can actually uh, maybe
Uh-huh.
implement to mitigate that. Then
Okay.
residual will be like after mitigation, whatever is the leftover, that will be considered as a residual risk, like which management approves it and says like, okay, this is fine for us, and we can live with this particular risk. That will be called as a residual risk.
Yeah, perfect.
Secondary, yeah, secondary risk is one risk response may cause a second risk. Okay, so maybe it is like a chain kind of thing. I'm not sure about this.
Yes, yes, you're right. It's a second risk. One risk may cause the second risk event. Okay, one risk you have taken, and second risk will be coming same time. This is the
Layer
second
of
risk,
maybe
layer
the
of risk you
protection.
can say. Yeah, layer will be there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, if you have a good basic understanding, that would be great. Okay, then moving it further. So risk threshold, risk capacity, risk utility, and controls point of view. So any examples you want to share to me? Like I'm talking about risk capacity. Mm, Okay, like how they observe threatening its viability, sort of things, or what's the risk utility? Anything you want to share your idea on the same?
Uh, so risk capacity, amount of risk, maybe with the risk identification, we can understand how much is the uh, risk basically, and then organization we can we were talking about the appetite and all, maybe based on that how much organization can absorb that.
Yes, yes, you're right. This. You can say how much capacity, the amount of risk an organization can absorb without threatening its viability. So how much risk capacity they have. Okay, uh, if any power outage of the company for half an hour in the banking industries, are they capacity to take the risk? No, they
No.
can't. Okay,
Right.
we have 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, it can be mostly not, but yes, it is going to be acceptable in India. I would say that, but not other countries. 1 or 2 minutes would be there. But yes, you can say that in the insurance industries, or suppose I would say aviation industries, this capacity. So that's what the thing is all about. How much this they're going to be absorbed. Okay, like the flight is not connecting to the radar for a frequency of seconds. So
Mm-hmm.
they will not take a decision based on the same data. So that's all about how threatening its viability's point of view here. That's we going to understand here.
Okay. Okay.
And controls proactive and reactive, you know that into the same managing the risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to be proactively find out? That is why we're going to do some risk assessment proactively.
Right.
Okay, and
So it
reactive
can,
is crisis
yeah,
management point of view.
timely we can take the actions against it, uh, rather
Yes.
than landing in the situation and then finding a solution for it.
Yes, yeah, that is this very simple topics, but yes, it is very, very important for the risk management point of view to understanding it. Okay, then we have types of risk. We can say that, sir, we have some systematic risk, contagious risk, and we have obscure risk will be there. So we have different, you know that uh, risk handling techniques are different one. Risk is type of different things. Okay, we have like you can say we have quantity qualitative things is one of the things we discussed about, but we just forgot this systematic risk category of risk, how which categorizations we're going to be doing it. Like, sir, we have economically or segmentations, market interconnected institutions point of view, or operate point of view, like finances are the most suspectable risk point of view, I would say that. So systematic risk, you can say, sir, it is like financial is the most important things, because if you have the financial like balance sheet compromise, or you can say the different transaction gonna showing it, so it's a risk for the companies in the compliance point of view. And then you can see some example like Satyam Computers some time ago. There was a company and they going to make some changes on the financial balance sheets, and they know that they have done it, but still they have in the risk, you can say that. So this called systematic risk as a market or economic conditions segment point of view, I would say that. Okay, so a contagious risk events that impact multiple organizations in a short time, D1 DOS led loss of availability of Amazon, loss of trust or confidence, payment and settlement things. Okay, continuous risk, you can say that. So it is impacting whole company, like ransom attack was comes first time. So it was the continuous risk, of global issues was there, I would say that. So every companies are impacting. They're going to be showing how they're going to doing it. Obscure
That
risk is,
there is one term called contingency plan that is different, right, from
yeah,
this?
yeah, different one, the different.
Okay. Okay.
This is the risk we're talking about here. This is like
Okay.
attacks point of view I'm talking about here. But in
Okay.
this continuous planning is the planning, how we're going to do planning things all about.
Okay.
And obscure risk is occurred only in like difficult to fathom, like a black showing visibility. How is visibility showing into the wrong or combinations sort of things? Yes, yeah. It's no one gonna ask, but you have some basic fundamental knowledge. That's what was my case that you going to be member on the same year.
Okay.
Then we have some bias that, hey, what are the favorite, because we have human. Okay, like we have some motivational bias. You can say we have cognitive bias. You can say that, sir, we're going to talking about all those bias, we can say that. So because you have seen whatever the changes in your company or ISP experience, whatever the changes, I would say that. So this as per the human behavior, or they're going to be talking about how they're going to be mitigation, or how they're going to be family, all those type of things, you can say that. So that is why we required the experienced person into the companies for any natural disaster can be happen, or any uh, threat in the company, the risk where we cannot calculate the financial things. So as per the conditions, we're gonna be say that, hey, as the experienced person, he's going to assume the right things. I would say that that's the one things we are doing it in the same year. That's why it's about. So developing risk management programs so that hey, the thing is right now I would say establish context and purpose of the risk, this define scope and charter of the companies, define authority structure and reporting. I would say that install asset identification, classification, and ownership, determine objectives, determine methodologies, designate program development team. So these are the programs you're gonna be doing structure, gonna be creating into the same. Hey, establishing context and purpose. So I will have question like, hey, what is the context of the organization? What is the purpose of the organizations? Why are we going to do risk assessment? Or same thing I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about here is, Mahesh, why are we going to do ISMS? Is applicability or a statement of applicability or not applicability? So first of
Uh-huh.
all, you should check it out, sir. We come to context organization, whether it's applicable or not applicable, the risk management or ISO 27000 or any compliance. I would say that that's
Mhm.
the that's the one thing you're going to be asking, just checking before the things going on because programs point of view. Then once it is applicable, it is context is matching, we have some purpose, we have some, then we have scope definitions, we have some business charter getting. So if you're talking about some, this is the all those two right now, it is the right path, you can say that. Okay, then we have one more question here, there, sir. Business charter. So you can see we have some business charter. So will be there in the business charters is how do you write a business charter. So I will going to showing what is a business charter is all about, where we have some templates will be there.
Okay.
This is the template, and I have said, and then who is approver, what is the purpose of the charter, business case, goals, and everything. Okay, so you're going to be download any charter and then going to be creating as per your company's things about. So business
Okay.
charter is nothing but it is all the informations of your project. Okay, like who's approver, what is the case, which things you're doing it, how you're approving it. Like you can say this is like
Mhm.
the project. You're going to briefing it in very short. I would say that time. You can looks like that.
Okay. Okay.
So you can
So
see
it's
this is,
available and direct template is available here.
yeah. You can just going to download this one and then it's going to download at the same time. Okay, so I have
Oh,
sent the template link over there, so you can
okay. Okay.
try one or two things. Okay, like
MS Word projector. Okay.
MS Word projector things. Yes, project charters. Okay, this is purpose, objective, smart, whatever scope definition. This remains same. So that is for your understanding is better into the same. Okay,
Okay.
then we have some more things I'm talking about here is,
Okay. So it is asking to log in and all.
yeah, you just come to smart sheet is free of cost, so you
Mhm.
can just check. So we have some smartsheet.com template for all business, template for all use cases. So we have business context is one of them. So we have all
Mhm.
those documentation here. Okay, this is I'm talking about all those documentation. Looks like that.
Got it.
Try smart. This is try smart sheet for free. If you
Mm.
don't want to go
So I
into this.
downloaded one with the Six Sigma project charter template.
Mhm.
That is also fine, right?
Yeah, you can find this will be there.
Yeah. Project name, project manager, sponsor, like that. It is coming.
This is we have lots of things. Okay, so in the smart sheet, you're going to find out some Google all those templates. Okay, business context, the charter, business charter. Okay, define authority structure and reporting tools in the same. Asset identification, classification, and ownership. Okay, so you can say business asset identifications template for classifications. You can say that. determine the objectives, define methodologies, program development team is all about. Okay, this is all those things requirement, I would say that.
Okay.
Then first line business units, the structure and impact of the risk, like first line, second line, third line, govern. Like we have business units, like governance, and third is audit. Okay, so this is the first step, second step, third step. Suppose, sir, we have business units involved in day-to-day risk management, follow the risk process, apply internal controls and risk responses. Internally, you can say that. So we have a
Okay.
work in a company, and we have some processes, and we have internal. You can say, we have internal team for doing all those stuffs.
Day to
So
day basis one.
yes, and you how to respond all those things. The first line of
Okay.
structure I was talking about, impact of risk I would say, and second,
Okay.
sir, governance point of view. Sir, what is the governance point of view? Risk is I'm talking about here. Like oversee and challenges risk management, provide guidance and direction, and develop risk management frameworks. So governance will let you know, hey, what is the right way of doing it? What's the management? What is the direction is gonna
Right.
doing it? Okay,
Right.
like the costing or whatever, which things we're gonna doing it, further things. And third line
Correct.
is the audit. Okay, suppose the governance is fine, the business units
Mhm.
like different departments are fine. So we have
Mhm.
different issues, process issues, whatever, and governance will take a decision on the same. The third is the audit you're going to doing it. Like the same thing is
Correct.
like, sir, ISO audit we going to doing it, but
Uh,
who will suggest what to do, where to
what
do,
to do?
when to do,
Correct.
and okay, what to do. This is the same structure. Okay, like impact on the risk.
Understood.
We're gonna check it
Okay.
out.
Okay. So this ideally we should do all these three, right? I mean, under the CISO role.
Yes, I would say that if you are in working in a company, okay, right? So you are
Maybe the uh,
engage in all those things department, okay,
yeah. So
as per the
first
security
one
manager.
maybe the L1 team can do it. Second, maybe we need to do the governance and direction to them. And the audit part also should be taken care by us only, right?
Yes, the first thing is you can say like what are the process gaps in the companies, like different departments and day-to-day risk management point of view, okay, and how your company is going to mitigate all those internal controls or risk responses. So we don't have any policies, guidelines, baseline standards, don't have, and
Hmm.
we have lots of gaps in the things, you can say that. So this is a business unit. First line of business unit is there are some challenges, okay, there's lots of risk in the companies. The second thing, suppose this all those things are uh, coming in front of the table of the governance, then governance will take a decision, hey, if we have the challenges and the risks, things like that, every department's policies, standard guidelines don't have any administrative controls, physical controls, tactical controls we don't have, then we should always, I think, going to the compliances, we're going to go for risk management frameworks, I would say that. Okay, we're going to get some guidance, some directions, we're going to getting it from the governance company CTO. So would decide, hey, should we how would I going to process oriented company, or you can say, and how do I going to make my company is more secure. Okay, then they're going to review the go to the third one is like audit. So the security managers involved in the all the three things. Okay, the first things, find out the challenges issues on the same. Second thing is presenting in front of the governance, and third thing is engage on the audit part.
Got it.
Okay, then we have NIST in Hyderabad managing information risk. Risk, you can say that. So if you go here, then information, I'm gonna showing it. NIST, and then you can say HN family for the controls point of view. So at 39. Latest version, whatever. So these are some NIST frameworks point of view. If you can going to find out how to handling the risk is all about. So this is managing information security risks. Managing this information risk in the company. So as per, suppose your company is an IST oriented company, okay, this is US based company, and then you are going to how what is the right way of doing the risk management, assessment, integrations, deployment, things like that, so that this is will let you know what is the right
Okay.
things.
Sir, please share the link for this one.
Yeah, sending it. So if you're going down, and then we can say access frame. Yeah, this is all those study point of view. I would say that.
Mhm.
And
Organization mission.
yeah, so this is governance point of view. Then who's accountable for what type of things? Risk management
Okay.
strategies. You can see that. So
This is basically a complete understanding about that, how it
yes,
has to be set up.
yes, that is what this is for NIST frameworks is all about, and you guys need to be. Just I'm gonna send in the links. You will getting it. So the same thing. If I'm also going to send you this one. So information security risk is all about. Okay, so that let's go into the same overview. Okay, like we have some managing information security risk organizations mission and information system view. The same thing which is into the I have studied the whole this particular PDF, and then I have just try the things as per my knowledge. Okay, so same
Okay.
information plus communication flow. So access information, frame the monitoring
So
and
this is
responding it.
800-30
Yes,
or 39.
this is 39 overview. This is latest one right now.
Down you have mentioned
Yes.
SS.
Okay, this is the condition. This is the access condition. This is access condition of NIST is 30 will be there. This is the old one. Thing was there.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, but right now we have latest at 39 will be there.
39. Okay.
And how do you access the things? This is the separate things on NIST. How to access the things? This the, you're going to getting it in this 830 will be there.
839. Got it.
Okay, so this is only one thing. This is the thing, and whole story is a part of 839 will be there. How the thing's gonna work? Okay? So information plus communication flows. How the communication gonna be flowing it? So I would say that study this particular PDF. That would be going to make some good choice. Okay, like
Sure.
then we talking about here is the process of framing process of the risk procurement strategies, address how to organize and then access, respond, and monitor. Okay, so there's all those things we have going to describe the things access, monitor, and respond. How the things gonna be working together on the same. So risk assumptions about the threats, vulnerabilities, consequences, impact, likelihood, occurrences, affect how risk is access the spot and monitored over time. So this assumptions you can say that the constraints that hey risk assessment, response, monitoring, alternatives, and risk tolerances you can say that's a trade-offs or we can say time frames impacting things, level of risk, type of risk. So I have just framing the risk in different categories here. Okay, so risk is risk management, the whole those things. Okay, lots of things coming in same time. But how
Right.
do we how do we going to be categorized? How do we framing the things? Assumptions point of view, all those things coming. We have constraints. We have all those things coming here. We have tolerances point of view. All those things will be there.
Got it.
Then we just talking about some more important like this assessment. NIST 1300. How to do assessment? Okay, this is assessment point of view we discuss about.
Yeah.
So we have different things that we're talking about here. 39 now. So these all are things are the part of the I would say risk management point of view. Okay, risk assessment point of view. Different things for NIST things. We're just going to be go into the same layer.
Okay.
So this is for the risk assessment point of view. How to assess the risk, and there we have some separate revision number. You can say that 30 will be there.
Okay. So that may be better for the auditors, or it is also needed for us also.
Yeah, it is for good for understanding in-depth information. If you want, then you're going to
Okay.
following the things is about.
Okay.
But if you are in the auditor point of view, auditor have the checklist, my dear.
Okay.
As per
Okay.
the checklist, they have maintained the compliance, not met the
Uh,
compliances.
uh,
They
uh,
will check it out only. Okay,
okay.
but
Sir, this link also, please.
yeah, sending it. So information how to access the risk. Okay, this risk assessment strategies will let you know into the same things, and IFN 30 will be there. Okay, so it can be I'm always following this online so that it is going to be whatever changes. Like, sir, we have revision one will be there. Okay, so the previous we have a 30 was there, but revision one is there, and after some time revision number two or we can going to make some changes in the revisions. So
Okay.
you always prefer the internet okay online things it's available.
Online. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so all those things will be there. So how the things gonna working? Let's go into the same layer.
Okay.
Then we have some risk response. How do we respond to risk? Provide a constant response to risk according to risk framing by. Okay, so developing and evaluating alternative course of actions of responding to a risk is about determining appropriate course of actions, constant risk tolerances. How to tolerate the risk? What type of risk we going to be tolerate? How do we risk response mitigate it? Like, sir, we have accepting the risk, avoiding the risk, mitigating the risk, sharing the risk, transferring the risk is all about. Okay, how to handling all those type of risk, implementing risk responses. Okay, this is what we're
Mhm.
talking about here. An organization identifies tools, techniques, and methodologies to develop course of action responding risk and
Okay.
evaluate risk and communication on the
So
things.
risk responses is based on this, whether we are accepting, avoiding, mitigation, sharing, or transforming risk.
Yes, dear. Yes, because if he's the strategies, I would say that hey, companies say hey, I'm going to avoiding the risk. So what is
Hmm.
risk response? If you're going to avoiding the
Okay.
risk, we know that the risk will be there, but still we are avoiding the companies. I would say that.
So in identification, we find out these are the risks, but the responses depends on the company's requirement, basically.
Yes, companies, what the company is going to be thinking about the same, I would say that as per their I would say assets point of view. Okay, like they have assets and they like simply you can say, sir, we have one ISP, international service provider in the companies. So the risk response, I would say, hey Mahesh, we can to accept the risk, we can avoid the risk, we can mitigate the risk, we can to sharing the risk, or we can to transfer the risk. What is the best choice we can doing it? We all those
Right.
options are open. So
Correct.
we can accept the risk is one ISP is there. So power outage is one of the problem will be happening it in the companies. Or suppose we have one office within the companies. Okay, one location, geographical locations, also the same thing. Okay, so there's
Got
all those things will be there. And suppose we have cloud computing things. So sir, we have the cloud computing AWS Azure in the company. And the question right now here is, we are migrating our resources to the cloud. Okay, so which one is accepting the risk or response, avoiding, mitigating, sharing, or transferring risk, as we consider that. So
it.
these are some conditions will be matching into the same. So company will going to decide as per their compliances, what are the best things we can doing it
Okay.
and why.
Okay.
Okay, and that's the process improvement always be there, I would say that, into the same. So that's was the decision making is most important for the governance or top management, how to evaluate the things. And this is all those has been presenting by the, I would say, you can say this is all those things has been managing by this risk manager, analyst, and chief risk officer of the company. Okay, we have all those cloud computing strategies, we have next gen SOC implementations, we have some how security implementation in the companies, not about
Mhm.
the information security point of view, but it can be anything like building point of view, or we have some nuclear weapons point of view, or suppose the robotics point of view, or artificial intelligence implementation into the manufacturing companies, you can say that. So all those are how they're going to be accepting all those strength and weaknesses of the technologies, or they're going to avoiding this all those things, and how they're going to mitigating things. And suppose, sir, if I'm going to do some cyber insurance, okay, so that they're going to transfer the risk to a different party, I would say that. So
Got it.
this is the risk response. You can say that you're going to get some more information just to write it on.
Sure.
Then we have some risk monitoring, how to doing the risk monitoring is all about.
Okay.
So this
Mm.
verifies that the planning risk response measures are implemented and information security guidelines as are satisfied, determine the ongoing effectiveness of the risk response. Okay, so how compliance is verified should indicate, and how effectiveness of the risk response is determined, the tools, techniques, and methodologies used to determine the sufficiency and
So, sir,
risk
here it is
responses.
mentioned determines the ongoing effectiveness of our risk responses. So basically, risk identification first it has to be done. Then we have to bring it in management's notice. Correct in the
Yes,
middle
yes, because
step.
presentation is the second option, right? First of all, as a because this is the things we I'm just going to be creating this all those structure as per the same, like risk manager point of view and CRO point of view, risk analyst point of view, risk manager profile point of view. Suppose you are one of the profile will be there. So how you going to risk response going to be creating on the how is effectiveness of this response going to be doing it, and then the second story we talking about here is presenting to the management. This is the second story we're going to discuss, like this one we're talking about here. Okay, the second line is this, that governance point of view here. The audit is the third point of view, I would say that, because we are right now here right now first line of units, I would say that.
Okay, okay, okay. Got it.
So identify risk changes to information security environment. So we have different techniques, we have tools and methodologies gonna using it here on the same point of view. Okay, then we have some organizations risk assessment to overview. So we can just come to go organization point of view. The strategic risk, we have tactical risk in the company's point of view, right? So we have organizations tier one, we have tier two, we have tier three information systems point of view. And then we have be talking about, sir, how the risk is going to be assessment we're gonna doing it as per the company's organizations point of view, right? So we have a traceability and transparency of the risk-based decisions going tier one to tier three. Organizations wide risk awareness is going to tier one to tier three. I would say that we have organizations risk, you can say mission and business processes and information systems, tactical things, and you can say inter-tier and inter-tier communications going all those things, and feedback and loop continuous improvement will be there from the information systems point of view. So we can distribute the, you can say the organizations different departments, or you can say that processes, I would say that. So organization first thing, the second tier is mission vision and processes, and the information security systems, you can say that. So the improvement or the feedback is coming from the lower management, okay, the executives, you can say that. Okay,
Right.
the tactical risk point of view, okay, like continuous improvements are, we're going to find out this risk, we're going to find out this going to find out this things about. And the top management, like organizations point of view, they are taking a decision based on the, okay, like we have transparency of the risk, we're going to do, or anti awareness, this will be there or not. Like simple examples, I would say that cyber security awareness training point, right? So cyber security awareness training, who will decide? Decide by the top management, sir, what is like phishing attacks can be happening it. Okay.
Right.
So the governance will going to decide, hey, upper to lower things coming in here right now, decision based, they won't doing it. And then any improvement on the same, like, sir, we going to getting some phishing, we have some phishing emails on coming, also coming same time. So this is the coming from the lower management to the high management, you can say that. Okay, so this internal
Yes.
communication, I would say that. So the thing is like the organization's management risk assessment point of view, the things how the strategic risk and tactical risk coming from the same. Tactical risk, you can say, sir, it is about the operations point of view, right? Tactical is operation point of view, challenges point of view, and strategic is all about the documentation. Hey, we have planning point of view. You can say, sir, we are planning. Sir, we're going to providing security awareness training this particular month, every month, weekly, monthly. Okay, this sort of things, and then what the changes can be happening. It this is coming from lower to upper. I would say that. And then we have some organizations, tier one, tier two, they have provides a rotation of the mission functions of the companies. What is the mission, vision, company is all about? What is the process of the company's enterprise architecture, and the allocate deploy on technical security controls on the same. Very simple. Is gonna showing into the same thing. What is this different steps is gonna using it. Then the same thing, another 30 will be there. This I think assessment, how we gonna doing it, assessment of the risk. The things will be showing into the same tier. So threats through organization, threats directed through organizations against other organizations, vulnerabilities, both internal and external organizations. Okay, internal and external organization vulnerabilities find out impact. Like the same thing I'm talking about here is the issues like VAPT. Okay, like we're going to find out some threats inside internal, okay, external things point of view. So simply, you should know what is a VAPT is all about. Okay, VAPT. And in the VAPT, I'm example talking about here is network. vulnerabilities, wireless vulnerabilities, system vulnerabilities, mobile device vulnerabilities, and different vulnerabilities and threats. I would say that, and how to getting the reports. What are the tools, techniques, skills we're going to find out. Okay, how frequently it is happen, and how harm of the organization is all about. So the thing is to understand here this assessment point of view. You're going to find out what are the threats of organizations, other organizations point of view, and what the impact can be happen, and what is likelihood, how uh, what are the conditions it's going to be happen, and how much harm and it will be occurred on the same. So this assessment is all about determination of risk, typically function and impact, and likelihood probability, you can say that. So risk assessment methodology, like risk assessment process, we have an IST 30, you can just implicit assessment approach, and this is approach you're going to see that. So NIST 30 and 39 you can come to study for the same year. That would be good for you.
Okay.
And risk assessment methodology processes, you can say how to prepare the risk assessment, how to conduct risk assessment, how to communicate the assessment, how to maintain the risk assessments over the time. Okay, so this assessment is not one time activity, is going to provide permanent
So
definition.
this communicate the third portion, how to communicate risk assessment results to the key organizational person. Is there any template for this?
Communication risk assessment results, not any, not things, but yes, it is communicated over the email, and we suppose we going to find out some ANSYS non-compliance things, you can say that, and the same
Okay.
thing is sending it. So uh,
Okay. No,
if you
either the risk assessment should have any kind of template there so that the dashboard of the risk assessment thing, we can share it with the management with the status, like what all things have identified as a risk there.
uh, not exactly, I'm just check it out into my all those things here. Give me some
Okay.
time. The templates I'm going to be uploading in one specific folder. So
Mm-hmm.
you're just going to getting the all those template in one specific process, I would say that.
Okay.
On the one Google Drive, I'm going to be upload all those disk. Okay, disk management templates like disk registers, process identify card risk management, things like that. So uh,
Okay.
disk assessment, security, things like that. So yeah, this access control, risk register. Yeah, we have lots of things. I'm going to be uploading one location so that you're just going to take all those
Okay.
templates, okay, from there. Then a risk model is about model and risk factors. So threat source with characteristics. Okay, what are the threats? What is the source of the threats? You can say that. Then initiates with the likelihood of iterations, how frequent it is happening. It like some ransomware attack is a threat on the company. So how likelihood of okay is can be happen?
Mm-hmm.
It's monthly, weekly, yearly, whatever, and the threat event. Okay, with sequence of the actions, activities of the sequence. Okay, how the threat event is happening into the same. So our C drive, D drive will be locked. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
encrypted, I would say that. So it will be exploits same time. The vulnerabilities will be there into the same. Likelihood of success will be there. So severity, okay, like we talk about say adverse impact. What is the adverse impact can be happen into the system or database servers? I would say that. So
Right.
that is producing the organization risk. I would say that. Okay, and suppose vulnerabilities context of the surrounding conditions with the prisoners. What are the conditions can be happen? Suppose if we don't have the backup things, okay, and then we don't have any security controls, then it is going to be attack can be happening. It so vulnerabilities point of view, you're going to getting some vulnerability reports in the company's point of view, sir. Like database is backup or not backup, how frequently it is happening, it backup things. Okay, or
Mm-hmm.
you can say that like banking industries or aviation industries or gas industries, we have categorized the industries as per the response time as well. Okay, so that any manufacturing company versus any banking industries, if you're talking about here, like, so how very critical things, I would say that. So
Got it.
in the banking, we have 2 or 1 minute is very critical for the banking because lots of transactions can be happen. So we don't require any downtime, any clashes on the power outages like that, or we cannot afford the ransomware attacks on the same. I would say that. So this is
Right.
the vulnerability context of the present conditions we're going to mitigate, okay, and how adverse impact can be happen into the same. So we're going to be creating some organization risk. So if you are a risk manager, you know the organization risk, like mission, functions, images, reputations, organization notion. So you're going to be categorized. Sir, these are the types of risk can be happening into the same, and like what's the source of the attacks. You're going to be do some modeling. I would say that risk modeling, how frequently happening it, and then that events can be happen, how exploit conditions, and vulnerability doing it. So but all those things, suppose in the company's point of view, we have red team, okay, that team is going to do attacking things in the same time in the VAPT point of view, and
Mhm.
we have some blue team is going to defense the networks, I would say that, okay, and
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
purple team is basically is going to doing the both things, okay, they're going to maintaining, hey, you attacked, you defense, then what are the challenges, what are the opportunities, what are the threats, how are we going to improve all those things, how do we present all those things. That was the purple team is doing it. So that is the model of the risk and risk factors and how they're going to be mitigate this type of things. So the risk framing steps, you can say that into the risk management point of view. So we have we have assessment approach, threat oriented, asset impact oriented, or vulnerability oriented. Okay, so we're going to find out, sir, what are the assessment approach, or we have some threat oriented, or we have vulnerability oriented things is all about. And then we are just going to do some qualitative and quantitative and semi quantitative things we will going to be discuss about, sir. Sir, what is the quantitative and what is the qualitative? Quantity is subjective, low, medium, high. Quantitative, objective, imperial data point of view, right? And semi-quantitative is organization the probability and impact into numeric points, like 1 to 5 is high, but 6 to 10 is medium, 11 to 20 is high. So yes, uh, we're going to be discuss about this all those qualitative, and all those things in our
Mhm.
I would say next session. So
Okay.
I would suggest here that if we have slide number 30 we have done, so we're going to review
Mm.
all those things,
Okay.
and I would say that NIST 30 and
And
NIST
39.
39, yeah,
Ah,
both you
I
just
will go through.
download and study. That will
Sure.
be good for you. Okay, so
Okay.
this is for managing information security risk, and this is for risk assessment point of view, specific 2 different guidelines, you can say that. So
Right.
we have covered 30 and we have, I think, 97, so it means almost 70 is pending, so we're going to be cover tomorrow
Got
half
it.
of the day. Okay,
Okay. Okay. So
and I'm
this is
uploading.
already there in the folder, PPT there, right?
I am uploading. I'm going to send you as well on the chat box as well.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, recording also. After complete, I'm going to uploading the recordings and couple of uh,
Right.
templates, and also this is the PDF. Okay, this is the things I'm gonna showing to you.
Okay. So tomorrow are we connecting it?
Yes, yes, sure, sure, definitely. Let
So
me.
can we connect in the evening time if you don't mind?
What time evening?
So maybe 5,
Yeah, perfect, no problem. I will update. I
correct?
will update as per there is no appointment till the time, but yes, I will update to you.
Sure. Sure. Done.
Okay,
Great.
thanks, thanks, bye. Done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.